Hello, the internet. Welcome to Hack the Dino, episode 51. I'm a little bit flat today. We're coming off our huge 50th episode. If you didn't catch that, we had a live audience here in Greenlight Comics, and they all loved it and just showered us with so much praise and money. It was amazing.
And love.
No, that love wasn't very good.
That's great.
Very yellow. Don't know what that means. I'm Ben Rosenthal, and sitting next to me is the owner of Greenlight Comics, of which we are currently sitting, Mr. Dan McGuinness.
Hello.
How's your fortnight been, Dan?
My fortnight's been great. Just been hanging out.
Where you been hanging?
Where?
Yeah.
At my house.
Right.
Still trying to set up my Twitch stream.
How's that coming along?
It's a nightmare.
Why? What's going on?
It's going really good. I'm just trying to get there's this one chord I'm waiting on. I can't start without this one chord, and it's just not coming.
It's just not showing up?
No, it's not showing up.
Did you get it from overseas?
I got it from AliExpress.
Oh no!
I got some really good stuff from AliExpress.
Really?
Yeah, they
I've
should.
been hesitant.
No, I got that HDMI AV to HDMI converter that we're going to use for the Nintendo Cool Boy.
Yeah. Cool boy.
We got to do that. That's got to come
It's
along
actually
soon.
still sitting in my house. We will do it. We
will.
haven't.
We will. So stay tuned to youtube.com/hackthedino to see all our fantastic Let's Plays.
Nintendo Cool Boys.
But we've got a show to do, and on this show we're going to be discussing the following topics.
You're going to go through the topics.
Oh, just a little sneak peek for people to hang on round to the end of the show. What's coming up next?
On the edge of their seats.
And I'll even say it like a radio man. We're coming up. We've got Echo Fighters coming to Ultimate Smash Brothers. Too many pixel games. Who knows? And then, number one with a bullet, do we need a Spotify for retro games, Dan?
Ooh, win $5 cash.
Cash. We should go.
That's all we can do.
And even that's sort of stretching it. We're going to steal Braden's glasses and sell them. That's the prize money. Should we get straight into some news?
Yeah.
Straight into some gaming news. Shovel Knight Showdown. I like the sound of that. Shovel Knight Showdown was announced during the week.
What is that?
What is that? I was about to ask if you knew what this was. It's basically a 16-bit Smash Brothers or battle fighting game using Shovel Knight and all the characters.
Wait, 16-bit?
Well, Shovel Knight 16. Or is he 8-bit?
No, he's not 8-bit.
He's a bit.
He's not 32-bit.
He's a bit 8 or a bit 16? A bit awesome,
So
if you know what I mean.
Pixel.
That rhymed. I'm a poet, and I didn't even realise it.
Pixel. Anyway, next.
Anyway, so yes, no, I'm still talking. We're going to talk about this. This is the whole. These new items are prompts for us to discuss.
I understand that, Ben.
No, you don't. Quite clearly, shoving me along. We're only 3 minutes into the
No,
show.
I want to know about this thing. Talk about it.
Well, I haven't got anything. No, so it's an additional. You can buy it separately, or people who already have the Shovel Knight game can download it for free when it comes out.
Add on to Shovel Knight?
Yeah. So it's basically a Shovel Knight fighter.
Cool.
Who do you fight against?
Each other players. So you've got, I think, 4 players on screen, and they each have a corner, and there's a bit in the middle, like an axe or something, and you're basically fighting each other like a Smash Brothers type clone.
Do you remember there was a game called Towerfall? Do you remember that?
It sounds familiar.
It was
Refresh
on,
my old man mind.
First, I encountered it on the Ouya.
Ouya!
Remember the Ouyas?
Ouya!
Oh, yeah, the cube of awesomeness, which was just an Android phone. So the Ouya was like, Towerfall was like, you started at, corners of the screen.
Yep.
And you're little people and you had bows and arrows and you could fire these bows and arrows at each other while jumping around and firing them. And then, it was one hit kill, that kind of thing. When we had some really good nights playing that game. Like, we took it to Melbourne for PAX one night in our hotel room and just plugged it straight in because that was the Ouya's vibe. And 4 of us were just on there, beers, chips, and they're just playing this game. It was really, really fun. All night. It was rad. It was a good memory.
We used to do that with GoldenEye on the 64. And if you paid attention to the Hack the Dino Facebook page during the week, I made a little bit of a confession.
Did you take your GoldenEye console to a hotel room?
No, much worse. Whenever I played GoldenEye with my friends, which we did at one stage in high school, we did it daily. I played an odd job because I knew it was cheap.
Cheating.
I knew it was cheating. I knew they couldn't hit me because I was
little.
small. Yep.
Yeah.
And what used to really infuriate people was when I killed them with slappers only. Not that kind of slappers. No, slappers only was when you just used your hands, and because he was so small, you could just run straight up to him, be under their gun sight, and just slap their knees, and you would infuriate people.
And they announced that it's actually...
Oh yeah, so the game devs came out and said, yeah, if you're Oddjob, you're just cheating. So
Yeah, we made an unbalanced game. It's not our fault.
well, they pumped that game out quickly. It was supposed to be a quick cash grab, and then boom, all of a sudden.
Yeah, I wonder why. Like, it just like they didn't even realize what they had. They just went like, oh yeah, we made the best game.
And then came Perfect Dark, and Perfect Dark was rubbish.
Perfect Dark was awesome.
Nah.
I loved it.
Nah.
Dude, the aliens that were like Predator stealth, the guns that were like all different sorts of cool
You didn't have a
guns.
64.
Yeah, I did like way after the fact.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had
Seems
I had
stranger.
a 64 like, and I back like, when I was just maybe getting my PS2.
Yep.
And I got it those 64.
Oh, all these memories welling up. It's got me kind of nostalgic. Which you can catch really, really soon here on Hack the Dino when super producer Brayden presents his brand new show, Nostalgia, where a 20-year-old man talks about old video games that came out before he was even a sparkle in his daddy's eye.
You know it.
So first up, we've got what, Brayden? Spider-Man? Spider-Man.
Well, it's not just that. It's a retrospective of a new game that's coming out and looking back through the ages of all its predecessors.
Yeah,
Perfect.
whether that's the developer or the game itself or the character. What's in the first one coming up?
So we're looking back at a bunch of the old Spider-Man games. Kind of a bit talking about the old ones. There's so many 2D platformers.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Maximum Carnage.
Oh yeah,
So many.
dude, we still sell that comic every single
Oh
week.
my God.
So bad, so 90s.
So clunky.
But basically anything... I noticed a trend when I was researching into it. This is a little tease into it. Anything that had Venom or Carnage on it
Yep.
would just immediately sell.
Dude,
Yep.
it's still the same with my comic shop.
It's crazy.
You put
Speaking
Venom-
of which, I guess we should talk about in the comic section, but did you see Venom's new powers? Anyone seen
what?
Venom's new powers?
in the comic series.
Yeah, in the comic series that came out. Oh,
Today?
spoiler alert, not today, it came out last week, but spoiler alert, skip forward a couple of minutes because I'm about to...
Two Venom number ones came out this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in one of them.
Oh, there was the Venom.
Venom in Vietnam.
So this one, spoiler, skip forward 30 seconds or something because I'm going to talk about how ridiculous this is. Venom grew bat wings
Okay.
Why?
and he now has tendrils like Carnage
Oh. Okay.
Tendrils are pretty cool.
because he like came into contact with like the king of symbiotes or something.
The king.
And-
Did he have a crown?
Something like that.
On like their planet.
And
Something like that.
and a
Something like that.
squire.
And then, like, yeah, he awakened the powers he didn't know he had, and he grew wings, and he's a big old bat now.
Sure.
Bet Venom.
That's
so-
not in Venom, is it?
No,
that's
it's in
Web
Venom.
of Venom.
No, that's the Venom one. Written by Donny Coates, and I love Donny Coates, so I'm not going to
Oh,
rip on
Donny
him too
Coates.
much.
Yeah. Is that the Venom? Yeah, I can't remember. What it's
Anyway, game news. It's our show.
called.
We can do whatever the hell we want.
There's two lights on me.
Speaking of Spider-Man, the DLC has been announced for the Spider-Man game coming out on the 7th of September,
So they've
which
been-
should be the same day this goes up,
So,
possibly.
so they've announced the
Maybe.
DLC before
So,
the game's coming out.
Yeah,
It'll be coming out the Friday that this comes out.
Okay.
Why didn't it just come out with the game?
because they're probably still working on it.
Wait, what's the DLC?
The DLC, you've got The Heist, which has Black Cat and 3 new suits.
Yes.
Then
good.
you've got another one coming out in November called Turf Wars, which they haven't really announced what that's about. Gee, I
hope there's
wonder.
more suits.
And in December, you've got Silver Lining.
I hope there's more suits.
What's Turf Wars going to be? Are they
Oh,
just
I dare say a gang battle or
Is
something.
it a running race on turf?
It is. No, it's a bunch of asphalt becoming
Like
sentient.
summer games, you just sit there and press the button 1,000 times.
We're moving on. Dan's getting silly. Streets of Rage 4 was announced during the
Yeah,
week.
I was going to put that in my news, but I didn't.
Because you knew I got it covered.
So I got a problem with it.
Okay, firstly, the trailer looks amazingly cool.
Oh, the anime trailer?
Yeah, that looks really awesome.
But the actual game itself looked like flash animation.
yeah?
I'm not down with that stuff.
No?
Nah, it's lazy.
So what makes Flash animation look different from a properly
Well,
rendered game?
Flash animation, I don't know how to explain that. It's vector-based compared to pixel, which is bitmap.
Right.
Yeah, that's what the difference
So is it...
like if anyone
you
knows.
build the characters in bits out of the blocks,
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
vector-based, you've already got the character.
Vector is like, so it rebuilds itself no matter how big it is. So if you have a vector character, you can make it as big as you want, and it's hard to explain.
Right.
So it's a difference between, but you basically,
Hand
it's
symbols
basically
really
like
help
it's building a game in Photoshop or building a game in InDesign. The hands help it. For the people in the podcast, you can't see me handing this up to them on a silver platter. Anyhow, it's just me. I've always had a problem with flash animation. It's good for a joke. It's not good for a game. I'm trying to give you examples of other flash animation games, and I can't think of any.
What about the Flash Gordon game?
Negatory. But anyhow, I was a bit disappointed about Flash style game. The Flash style game is cheap and quick.
So a sound business investment then.
Not really. Like, there hasn't been really many Flash...
Cheap and quick to make. That's a very good business
But there hasn't
decision.
been any Flash games that I know of that have gone gangbusters.
What about
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
a joke that I can't think of at the moment? So we'll just
you got me.
move on. We'll move on.
You got me there. Anyhow, that's just my opinion. But don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest Streets of Rage fan. I've played those games a million times when I was a kid. I know every level. There was even those weird levels where you went into like an alien's lair and you fought the aliens. It was amazing.
Like the actual Alien.
Yeah, basically, it was just a rip-off.
What was the
That was
game?
Streets of Rage 2.
What was the NES game where it had Batman in it? Where you had to fight against Batman and you had to fight against Godzilla?
No idea.
Oh, I'm going to find that. There's a NES game that came out.
Brayden will find it.
And like you fought against Batman as an enemy, and then there was another one that was Godzilla, and I think another one was the Hulk.
Were they not like licensed versions though? They were just like
Yeah, they were
like
dodgy.
It's like Atman, Godzilla, and the Hulk.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but man, I want to play that game.
do I.
Life is Strange 2 trailer came out. We mentioned the teaser came out before we sat down last show. It's been released now. Did you see that at all?
Nah,
First of all, have you
it's not my
played the
thing.
first Life is Strange? You don't like the click point telltale type
Oh,
games?
dude, I used to Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, King's Quest V. Give them to me when I was young, but not
So
anymore.
about 80 years ago,
Oh,
when
Take-
dinosaurs still roamed the earth.
when dinosaurs roamed my 486 computer.
Yeah, I had a 386. Then I went to a Pentium.
No, I went to a 586 before I hit the Pento.
Was there a 586?
Yeah,
Look at this guy.
I know.
Run
Run Doom, sweet.
I want to play Swedish Chef's Kitchen of Doom so bad. I've mentioned this before. Did you ever play Swedish Chef Kitchen of Doom?
No, I played. I had a patch of Doom, which I don't know what it was called, but it was basically a Cypress Hill. So, like, whenever you got anything, it was like hits from the bong, and you got bongs instead of like health ups and stuff like that.
Did you play Simpsons Doom? That patch?
Nah.
Simpsons
There's
Doom.
so many good ones.
Simpsons Doom was basically just Simpson characters in the place of everyone, and
You
like
shoot 'em?
Simpson sound bites.
There was actually another one called H Doom. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So Hentai Doom.
Oh, okay. We're
I'm not going to say, but like
PG podcast.
it is a PG podcast, but
We're tentacle free.
But this one went above and beyond like a patch. So you had they remade them all into like demon ladies, and all your weapons were like sexy weapons. But when you killed them, instead of them dying, they went into like a mode where they're on the ground with love hearts coming out. And then if you ran into them, it actually went,
right, so moving right along.
it
Life
went
is
into a
Strange.
cutscene of sexy times.
Life is Strange 2 trailer came out. Good wholesome game about a boy and his younger brother with superpowers, maybe. They accidentally kill a cop because of superpowers and then go on an adventure. Heartwarming and definitely free from all non-consensual things.
They were consensual. They had love hearts coming out of them.
Fortnite! Let's talk about Fortnite. So I don't know if people have been paying attention, and by the time this comes out, it may have been revealed.
It's the jelly thing?
No.
Oh.
No. So we're almost at the end of Season 5. We're gearing up for Season 6, I think, in about 2.5
Can you
weeks.
explain to me how the seasons work in Fortnite? Because
It's about 3 months.
As someone who doesn't play it, it's just like 3 months worth of this is like they call a season.
Yeah, so each week you have weekly tasks and daily tasks, and the map changes for those 3 months. And you buy a season pass.
Dramatically change?
Well, it didn't start to, but it's just started to. So it started at the end of Season 3 with a meteor crashing and like creating a massive meteor crater in the middle of the Fortnite map. Then throughout those 3 months, they had little updates where things had slightly changed. Like the meteor was crashed, and then they built a sort of a government agency surrounding it.
Oh, that's
and then you
cool.
go in there, and like the meteor in the middle is getting slower and smaller and smaller. And then you went in there one time, and like there was a spaceship in the meteor with the hatch open, and that was the arrival of the visitor. And then the visitor,
Thanos.
no, he was in it too. Then the visitor went to a secret villain lair, and the government agencies picked up all the hop rocks, which are anti-gravity things that you could do to fight.
Skip to the end.
Rocket went off, created a big crack. The big crack led into Season 5, which is where we are now, which was a combination of different eras of Earth, all in the Fortnite map. So you have a desert area, you have a Viking area, you have a Western Saloon.
If you come into Fortnite now as a new punter, would you just be loaded into all this new stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. That is very cool. So they're just basically changing the map.
Yeah, they changed the map through a meta storyline. So now they had a big...
Take that, PUBG.
They had a big rip in the sky that was caused by the rocket, by the visitor trying to return to his home. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then about 2 weeks ago, it disappeared. And then a couple of days ago, it came back and just started shooting random lightning bolts onto the ground. And then opened up really, really wide. And this massive lightning strike came in the middle of the desert and put a big purple cube there. And then it disappeared. So people went up to this big purple cube and found that their shields were getting restored, but if they attacked it or anything, they were getting flung way back, like meters and meters and back, and it was taking damage. And then it started moving every hour and 5 minutes across the map. It'd just go, boom, every hour and 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, the jelly as a cube, yeah.
Until 2 days ago, where it reached somewhere near Fatal Fields, I think, and it stopped and just went and put up this like force field around it. And when you go in the force field, it's like an anti-grav area, and you can jump and sort of like float and fight people, and no one knows what's going on, whether there's something in there or what it actually means. And this is something
excited you are.
Really, really good at doing. Like they just tease it, and it's going to be teasing for the next 2 weeks leading into Season 6. It's just really cool.
How did they come up with stuff like this?
Well,
it's just
they earn about $1 billion a week,
true, yeah.
so they can hire a couple of writers.
A few.
But yeah, so there's rumors going all about. I'm personally hoping we're going to get the Leviathan in it. This was rumored for the last season, which is basically a giant Godzilla monster, and you have 50 versus 50. 50 are trying to stop the giant monster. The other 49 are trying to help the monster. And then one random person takes control of the monster, and he has to make it from one side of the map to the other. So that'd
like
be
a big
really
like
cool.
World of Warcraft sort of battle thing.
Yeah, but more like a Godzilla just tromping over the map. So that'd be really cool. So Fortnite. There we go.
Good.
We'll put that in the title and get heaps of hits. Speaking of hits, Holo Night is getting a physical edition release in 2019. And
Nice.
it's also coming to PlayStation and Xbox.
Oh, nice. That's good.
It's really good. Adelaide, guys.
Represent.
So, once again, we're really hoping to get Team Cherry back. Yeah, I reckon we might just have to go to their office and beg.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
It's
take
good that
Braden with the camera.
Adelaide,
With
take
all of
take.
our gear already recording.
Yeah.
And we'll just sort of force it to happen.
Yep, and just follow them home.
It's good that Adelaide's on the map again, not just riding on the coattails of Dazzleland and Victoria Square. Like, we're actually getting out there.
Yeah, what coattails they were. I'll have you know, the Sunrise Weatherman is from Adelaide. Mr. Sam Mack, friend of mine.
Cool.
So, we're doing all right.
One Adelaidean gets to stand in front of a green screen like every week.
No, he's one of the wacky weathermen who travels around doing wacky things all over Australia.
Oh, so he's like, I'm here on location and there's a tornado.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if I can milk a cow with a crocodile.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, I got it in my eyes.
Oh,
Sorry,
crocodile
Sam.
milk
It's going to
again.
be 27 on Tuesday.
Buy my latest book. And finally, the PlayStation Plus benefits have been released or announced for September. We've got God of War 3
That's a good one.
Cool.
and Destiny 2.
I bought that.
Really?
You put that down, I swore.
You did.
No, man, I bought that. $85.
Well, this is what I want to talk about as well.
Played it for one night with my mates.
Yep.
Never played it again.
And now the PS Plus guys, like me, get it for free. And I'll probably
Doesn't
play
matter,
it for
I'm-
maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel?
one more minute than me.
Being like someone who spent the money
No,
on
it
this
happens
game.
to me all the time. Every time I buy a game, I just and every time I go to PlayStation Plus, I'm like, oh, cool, new game. I'm like, I've got it. I've always got their games that they've like got for free.
See, that's why you should hold out and be a tight ass.
Holding out is what's killing the industry. It's
yeah,
not.
this video game industry, whoa, is it suffering badly.
I know.
The most popular medium there is, outgrossing TV, movies, and books combined.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
Gone.
So that's all the news for this week. Should we get on to the topics for this week's show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When's comic news coming?
Yeah.
I
After.
can see it
After.
in here. Yeah, fine.
The run sheet. So first thing I wanted to talk about is a while ago, I think episode 46, we spoke about our Smash Brothers Ultimate guesses for who we wanted to see in it.
Yeah.
This is before we found out.
I got
was
one.
Everyone.
I think I got one.
One?
I may not have even got one.
Probably
but-
not. It's almost like you didn't put a lot of thought into that segment, Dan. Like you
I
made
put
it
a lot
up
of
on the
thought.
spot.
No. Yes, I did. But I thought mine were good.
So one thing they have announced is Echo characters for Super Smash Brothers.
What
So
does Echo characters mean?
well, they're not characters in and of themselves. They're sort of like, you know, how you got Sub-Zero and Scorpion and Reptile, and they're all basically the same character, but with different colours on.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly different moves.
Yeah.
Pretty much that.
Oh, we call them clones.
Yeah, clones, yeah, but they're called Echo characters in Smash Brothers. So,
new skins.
yeah, so you've got...
So they've got a name for the blatantly admitted that they're lazy.
well,
And they have coined a name Echo
yeah,
for
this is a game that already has over 80 independent selectable characters in it.
Are they different?
Yes, this is 80 different without the Echo characters.
That's nuts.
So I don't really think you can call Sakurai lazy.
Yeah, I can.
He hasn't slept in 4 years.
That's how he keeps so youthful. Seriously, the guy doesn't age.
Yeah, every time you sleep, you age.
True story. So Echo characters are like, for example, they've got Princess Peach as a playable character, and Daisy is her Echo character.
Yeah.
So she looks different, but has a very similar moveset, so it doesn't take up a lot of
Yeah,
room.
cool. That makes sense.
Samus and Dark Samus. That
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah. Rue and Evil Rue.
Yeah, well, don't do... That was one of my... So I wanted to talk about what Echo characters we hope to see in Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Rue and Evil Rue.
All right, well, we'll start off there. Yeah, my first thought was you've got Ryu, so we're either going to get Ken, Akuma, or Evil Ryu as Echo characters because they all use the same moveset. Akuma would only need sort of like a vertical fireball, but realistically, I think we're going to get Ken.
I mean, if you've got the Street Fighter IP, why wouldn't you use that?
Well, they don't have the IP. They have permission from Capcom.
Oh, to use Ken.
Yeah. Well, I don't... Well, to use Ryu.
Oh, Ryu, sorry.
This guy.
Why
Ryu,
wouldn't
right
they
here.
do Ken?
I don't know.
Makes sense, though.
Well,
Maybe.
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I reckon that, well, if I was them, I reckon if I had Rue, I'd just do Ken. The age-old partnership, bro team up.
Moving right along.
You don't agree?
No, I do agree. That's what I just said about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but true. You said Evil Rue.
I said...
Ryu?
I'm not getting into this with you, Dan. Just accept that I'm right again, and we'll move on.
Next.
Mega Man. I reckon you could have Zero there pretty easily.
Yeah, Zero, or what's the other guy's name?
Proto Man. Proto Man would be cool. Do you know the lore behind Proto Man?
No.
Proto Man was
probably should.
Dr. Light's original Mega Man, but he made it wrong and he aged. And because he aged, he realized he had a short lifespan, so he went out on his own. And then Dr. Wily said, hey, I can make you not age. All you have to do is kill Mega Man.
Because
And that's
I don't
why.
know why.
Because reasons.
I hate children.
But yeah, Proto Man. That's why he wears the mask.
What Mega Man? Could have the dog?
As an Echo character?
Yeah.
Well, he just stands on his hind legs all the time.
Or he just stands there and you jump on him.
I think the dog's an assist trophy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got Diddy, and I reckon
You could have Rockman, which is just the Japanese version of Mega Man.
We've got Diddy,
Ignored.
and I reckon a good Echo character for Diddy would be Dixie Kong, which again, very, very heavily rumored.
Or-
All they'd have to do was put Donkey Kong's sort of spin punch thing and turn it into Dixie's hair helicopter.
Yeah. Or Grandpa.
A hericopter.
Who's the one with the
Hairy
sunglasses and the
copter.
bandana?
That's
Funky
Funky Kong.
Kong.
So Funky Kong could be Donkey Kong
Yeah.
quite easily. And if he's on his surfboard the whole time.
What about the Grandpa?
No one cares about Cranky Kong.
That's true. It's
Uh,
the worst.
Pac-Man is a playable character. And I think
Wait. Miss Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man. Apparently not as easy as that, though. Because I didn't know this. Miss Pac-Man is an American-owned
Yeah,
concept.
it's a different IP kind
Yeah.
of thing, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's called a copy, I reckon.
So Taito owns Pac-Man, but they don't own Mrs. Pac-Man.
Oh my
Yeah, I don't think she was ever in the cartoons or anything like that either.
No.
So weird.
Isn't that crazy? So yeah, it was basically just a clone
there's
Pac-Man with a bow.
I can't think of any other Pac-Mans you could do. There weren't like an angsty Pac-Man or anything like that. Like, it was just
Emo
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And finally, I mentioned this last time in our picks, but seeing as our good old Solid Snake's back, I want to see an Echo Warrior.
Liquid.
No.
Who?
Like, you could say Big Boss,
Big Bot.
but I'm going Hideo Kojima.
You always want him back.
Put him in there. Put him in as a clone. Put him in as a secret clone character. Whack Kojima in there as an Echo Fighter for Solid Snake.
He'd be down.
You could do stuff though as well with the newer stuff like what's her name? I can't remember what's the sniper's girl's name? It's like Silent or something like that.
Yeah, Silent. I'm pretty sure it's Silent.
No, it's not Silent. It's
Quiet.
Quiet.
There we go.
Quiet.
It's shh. You
could
wake
have-
the
you could-
baby.
You could have Quiet as like the Echo character of Snake. She's pretty similar.
You could. So there's my picks for Smash Brothers Echo Fighters.
Name me a couple more of the Smash Brothers characters because
Mario.
I can never remember them. Well, they obviously have Luigi, don't they?
See, I don't see why you can't have Waluigi as an Echo Fighter of Luigi and solve all that complaining that people are doing.
Do they have Wario in there?
Yep. He uses his butt power and a big motorcycle.
What about Kirby? Is there a Kirby?
Kirby's
clone?
in there.
Is there a clone of him though?
Well,
Well,
Kirby copies every other character.
every ability. He eats them and spits them
he's-
out and
he's
has
the,
that power.
He's the Kakashi of that.
Yeah,
of
so
that.
Kirby currently counts as 81 characters.
Yep. Yep.
He's a copy ninja.
Can you imagine?
So do you suck the character in and then get their power for one move or something like that?
Yep.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a rubbish character, though.
Crazy.
Rubbo.
Yeah. Who else we got? We've got so Ryu's in there. Braden, who else is in there?
What are some of the weird ones, the new ones?
Well, like,
Samus?
yeah, what about the new ones? Like, if
Well, you got
could, like-
Samus and Dark Samus. You got
Oh,
Ridley.
yeah.
Ridley's in it.
Hey, could you change Ridley to something?
Oh no, another dragon.
The alien from Alien.
To Ridley Scott?
Yes.
You've got
Throws avatars at you?
I can't remember. I got a mental blank. You got the Splatoon Inklings that are new characters. King
Just
K.
do more
Rool.
Splatoons.
You've got all the links from pretty much every game.
They could do like a Game & Watch character to another Game & Watch character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Fire or something.
Cloud could be any Final Fantasy character.
Yeah.
Sephiroth.
Cloud could even go to be Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
Like something crazy like that.
Oh yeah, because Sony are just playing real nice with everyone at the
But
moment.
the thing is, like,
So-
Big opening party, inviting everyone in to jump on their platform.
Cloud is a clone of Soldier, and Soldier was what was the guy's name? Alex or what? Zach? Yeah, they could have Zach in there.
Yeah.
Easily.
Literally just use the same sword.
Do you know what? I've never played Final Fantasy VII. I know so much about it, and I've never
Movies
played
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Ultimate, it's looking cool. I'm very much looking forward to playing it this year.
It's not as good as Slap City, but yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Because you won.
Well, yeah,
Wasn't fun for me.
I won a lot.
I was using the big purple platypus with the big,
Big duck
big
man.
old peach butt.
Was it Bunjin 3000?
He was
His name
rad. He was
I just didn't know
swole.
what I was doing. I never will.
All right, next topic. Segue into next topic. There was another Nindy showcase out from the Americas during the week.
What is Nindy? Explain
Nindy,
that.
it's Nintendo's independent showcase, where so they show off independent games or indie games, but they put an N in front of it because it's Nintendo. It's a pun. Nintendo coming at you with all the puns.
Reggie.
Whoa.
It wasn't Reggie though; it was some other dude.
Yeah, Reggie doesn't have a mind. He's just a...
He's a puppet.
Yeah, he's like just the... He's the English...
I love you, Reggie. I know you're a watcher. Come to Australia soon. But what I got out of it, they showcased probably 50 games that are coming out soon on the Switch from independent developers.
Yep.
I
50.
swear
Only 50?
I swear every second or third game was an 8-bit pixel art game. Now, I understand that indie developers, their 8-bit games are a lot easier to make than other fully rendered games. And it certainly does tug at that nostalgia because, let's face it, majority of developers are in our age bracket, not in Braden's age bracket. But I think it's getting to a point where it's just too much. Like, they need to move on to something else.
Oversaturated.
Yeah.
I think I touched on this in the last episode, because we were like Game of the Year, and I'm like...
Yeah.
Is 50%
A lot of pixel games,
50%
yeah.
of these pixel art games?
Because we had Owlboy, we had Dead Cells, and we had Holo Night as our Game of the
There's
Year.
another one as
Some
well.
of the Game of the Year predictions. Yeah, what do you think? As someone who grew up on pixel art as well.
I think pixel art is amazing.
Yeah.
We're done well, but I think people are using it when they don't have to. Like,
There is some still real cool stuff coming out though, like the Messenger, for example. Have you heard anything about the Messenger?
No.
Guys grew up loving Shinobi, the developers. So they made an 8-bit Messenger game as a side-scroller to start off with. And then about a couple of hours into the game, you travel through time. So you have to travel through 2 time periods. But when you travel through time...
Oh, yeah. I'm liking this so far.
When you travel through time, you go from 8-bit to a 16-bit game. And you go backwards and forwards through the time periods. So you start off as an 8-bit Shinobi warrior.
That's what we were saying, remember, with Dusk. Or the
Yeah, but this is literally, it's a portal you step into and the thing flips and it becomes a 16-bit game. So it's basically you're playing a NES game and then you step through the portal and it looks like a Super Nintendo game.
I love that.
Or a Mega Drive game.
We don't say that word around here.
But, or Genesis.
Oh, that's a good joke. No, wait, that was that console.
That's a great idea for a game. I mean, you do that in they've done that obviously in Mario. What's that last one that I played?
Mario Odyssey?
Mario Odyssey. Yeah, they did that with the we go in.
Yeah,
into the
that was
pipes and
great.
you go to the 2D, and you know what? There wasn't enough of that in it. I was like, every time I went into it, I was like, oh, I love this. Ah, it's over.
They kept it really, really succinct though. So they wanted you to want more, and I want more. Give it to me.
I guess that does work in that way. Yeah.
So
But like a time game where you go through the time periods of video games, and you make even like the NES version or the Amiga or Amstrad versions really hard.
yeah.
So they're the levels that you're just like,
Make it Nintendo hard. That's an actual phrase. When a game's too hard, it's Nintendo hard.
Nintendo.
No.
I tried. I'm not a wordsmith.
I personally cannot wait for the next generation of game devs to come through. We're all obsessed with Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1.
Yeah, because we're going to have to get that. We're going to have to get the nostalgia.
Polygons everywhere.
Oh my God,
Yeah, we're going to have to get like the 3D characters that can't walk. They have to turn before they walk.
all the faces are just still.
Or no, that like the faces used to be on so a face wasn't a flat thing in the olden days. It was like a weird point. Like it was like what's that shape? What am I trying to explain? Like a pyramid on the front of a
Texahedron.
circle? Yeah. What?
Texahedron.
A furcral.
10 sides. Yeah, 10
Yeah.
sides.
So
I was right.
you had these yeah, I loved
Weird
it.
half points on their face.
Yeah, weird.
They all look like penguins.
It's great.
And the ladies look like Madonna.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, so that will happen. Like, there will be, like... And then, like, in 10 years' time, we're going to be sitting here going, like, oh, do you think there's too many
10 years' time, we're going to be still here.
Think there's too many poly games out?
Do you reckon we got more than 260 subscribers in 10 years' time?
Nah. Poly games. I'm coining that phrase now. We're going to be into poly games soon.
I'm pretty sure polygames is already a word.
It's not. Has anyone ever heard of that?
I'll Google it.
Yeah, Braden, get onto it.
Google that,
Polygames.
Braden. Anyhow, we'll keep going.
We'll keep going. Now, I wanted to quickly discuss with Netflix and Spotify and streaming services being
Did you say Spotify?
Probably.
Is that like people who just want to hear
I don't
Leonard
know.
Nimoy just constantly talking?
Well, they can't. He's dead.
And I've recorded him like 25 years of it.
With Spotify... Oh, I said it again.
It doesn't appear that Polygames is anything at the moment.
Can you quickly trademark that, please?
All right, yeah, I'll
Trademark
get
to
on
Hack the Dino.
Yeah.
Polygames trademark Ben
Well,
Rosenthal.
We've said it out loud.
Can you look up polygames.com?
Yeah, we've already got it into the creative ether. It's fine.
We'll get that domain, and we'll maybe do something with it after we do our website.
It'll redirect to youtube.com/hackthedino.
It'll re-tube to You're the Man Now Dog.
So Netflix, Spotify. Is there a name? And do we think the Nintendo service will be a streaming service for retro games?
As in a Spotify of games?
Yeah. I really like the idea.
Let me think about it a little bit more. So they're old IP. The problem with Nintendo is that they're really precious of their old like
Who would
games.
have thought? Things that own them millions of dollars, they're very secretive and protective of.
No,
Crazy.
I
Crazy,
know, man.
Nintendo.
You go on their sites at the moment, and you're still paying is it $14 for like a NES game?
Yeah, it's rad.
You can buy it in my
Original
cabinet.
Super
You can buy them in my cabinet there.
Your
over there.
cabinet?
Well, the cabinet.
King Kaiju Collectibles bring you
Fix the thing.
King Kaiju Collectibles fixing the thing.
There we go.
Here at Greenlight Comics, not Dan's cabinet, but the cabinet of King Kaiju Collectibles. Come on down and buy stuff from King Kaiju and his collectibles in his cabinet. Dan.
Cabinet, trapped in cabinets. Will they get out? Can they get out? Anyhow,
Of course they will.
of course they will.
Anyway, what you were saying?
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I
I give up.
You can pay a large fee on the Nintendo eShop.
Oh
or
yeah,
you can
yeah.
get-
I feel that they're gonna find it really hard to like let go of their children to let people download them for free. But it's not for free.
Not
I
for
know,
free. You're
I know
paying a
it-
subscription fee. Like
but
the
you're-
Nintendo
I-
Online is $30 Australian
Yeah,
for
but
a
you're
year.
already paying a subscription fee for Nintendo Online, and you still have to buy the games at the moment.
No, you're not buying. You're not paying the subscription fee for Nintendo Online, and the eShop isn't part of the online deal.
Ah, well,
So if they just made a separate thing.
Yeah. So if Nintendo Online, they've already announced you get 10 free NES games like golf and
Sight Bike.
yeah, those classic games. So they come with the purchase with more
Gyro
games
mites.
added. So I'm actually thinking this might really be a streaming service.
Yeah, it could open it up. Do you know who would benefit from a streaming service?
Me.
Sega.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, imagine that it's like, you know what? You got Nintendo? Well, we got Sega, Master System, we got Mega Drive. Oh, you want some Dreamcast games?
But then it comes
We're
down
not
to-
using any of them.
Well, it comes down to rights then, though. Like Sega did a lot of third-party stuff, and a lot of those studios.
Narrow it down to what they've got the rights.
So what do they got? A couple of crap Sonic games and maybe a Mean Bean Machine?
No, man, they got.
Outrun?
I've got something. Oh no, I got some news I want to talk about.
All right, go for it.
Shenmue.
Oh,
Shenmue 3.
I take it back. Can we not talk about it?
Shenmue 3.
Next year.
What's it called? Shenmue? I've always thought it's Shenmue. Does anyone know how to say it?
I think it's Shenmue.
She-Mule.
Shemule. Yeah, so they're doing a third Shenmue game, apparently.
Yeah, it was kickstarted like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but like...
At the very beginning of the PlayStation 4 system, it was kickstarted, and it's looking like it'll be one of the very last games of the PlayStation 4 system.
Is it going on the PlayStation 4?
Sorry?
Is it going on the PlayStation 4?
Yes, that's what it was kickstarted for.
Yeah, right.
Games journalism. Dan does his research.
Negatory.
All right, so we've already plugged King Kaiju Collectibles.
I'm the everyman.
Everyman. He's got all of it down.
Everyman.
If you like Dan's Everyman and my voice in my nice tweed jacket, head on over to patreon.com spatula hack the blino. At Hack the Blino, we like to mess up words because we can't speak, even though it's our primary objective. So patreon.com/hack the dino, you can get all different kinds of things. Like at the $3 and above tier, you get Hack the Dino More, which is a podcast that Braden, Dan, and myself do. I said myself there. That's
It's
not correct
surprisingly good.
grammar. It's just us sitting down. I think last show we were sitting down talking about how bad our pizzas were that we were eating.
Yeah. Bad pizzas.
I really liked them.
I spoke about fake martial artists.
Yes.
And oh boy, we still haven't watched that footage, but
Got fired.
Oh yeah,
We're
we
gonna-
have it. So for the people who might be slightly interested in what we're talking about right now, there is a free teaser versions of them that we put out as well. So if you want to head over, have a listen.
it'll be on your podcast server now. So it's first 20 minutes or so, and then the Patreons get the full hour.
It's basically everything apart from video games and comics.
Yeah.
So it's
I think we did end up talking about comics by accident.
Well, no, we talked about manga, different.
Yes.
But we also do a little mini 5 to 10 minute podcast where Dan, I've decided I'm going to rework this. Dan tries to sell me a comic by telling me how good it is and a way to sell it. I'm going to be starting
Sounds
up
good.
like a weekly recap. And we're looking at giving Patreons early access to things. So sort of like they'll get access to a lot of the stuff you guys get over on YouTube, but get it a week earlier.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because then, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
So head on over there. Support us. Help us keep these lights on. Hack the Dino over at Patreon. Just do it.
Please.
Just do it.
Also, check out my Twitch stream when it actually happens when
It's gonna be so good.
when they send me that cord.
It's gonna be so good. Come on, AliExpress.
Dan, comics time. What comics have you got for us to talk about?
Little bits and pieces. Stop me if we've heard about some of these before. Because,
I will.
Yeah, because I do a lot of ordering of comics. I do a lot of selling of comics, and I get confused on where the ordering and the selling starts and
that's
begins.
why. That's totally why.
And also, my brain is shot. But anyhow, so
Comes with old age.
first up, just going to talk about it. They have finally put up for order the new what's it called? The Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern, and it's written by Grant Morrison.
Right.
who we all know is like the
Bold. Very bold. He's a very bold man.
He is. He is very lizard-like, and I feel that he may be symmetrical, which I feel is not a human trait, but he is a wizard, so it doesn't matter. Which he actually claims he is a wizard. So it's coming out. Grant Morrison, for you don't know, he's a visionary. He created things like,
He's a writer.
What?
He's a god.
He's a visionary
He's a
writer.
writer.
Yeah.
Visionary. It's like people who call themselves entrepreneurs on their LinkedIn sites. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur, see? Hey, why an entrepreneur? Oh, I like money.
I'm pretty
Good.
sure Grant Morrison's LinkedIn site doesn't say visionary. That's just what I called it.
Braden? Braden?
Look that up, Braden.
Grant Morrison on LinkedIn. Does he call himself a visionary?
And is he on there?
Yeah.
No, I've lost my. So Grant Morrison created things like, obviously stuff like Final Crisis and Flex Mantello and Weave 3 and stuff like that. Really, really cool idea stuff. And so, yeah, DC's got him writing one of their big titles now, the Green Lantern. Not Green Lantern, the Green Lantern. It is not a reboot either. It's just a flat out, he's just coming in, short period run. So that's available to order now. So that's for people who love Green Lantern. That's something exciting.
Don't know why. He's a rubbish character. I can do anything but touch yellow.
Jeff Johns, I must admit, I do have a problem with Green Lantern. I am, because I've read it before, I've tried, and it just seemed like whenever they got into a pickle, what's his name, the main guy? It's not Guy Gardner. Hal Jordan. Whatever. Hal Jordan just found more willpower, or whatever it was.
I really liked the Parallax storyline and how they retconned that. That was really cool.
The Sinestro Core War was probably the best thing I read.
Yeah.
That they've done. Anyhow, let's get out of that.
Yeah,
I couldn't find Grant Morrison's exact LinkedIn, but shout out to Grant Morrison, who's a helicopter pirate in South Africa.
A helicopter pirate?
Pirate?
A helicopter pirate? He sounds infinitely more awesome than a writer wizard.
How would you steal someone's helicopter if you're not in a
How would
helicopter?
you board other ships?
You just have to see a helicopter in the sky, follow it, and wait for it to land.
Helicopter pirate.
You're writing that down?
I'm writing that down.
Next pixel art game. Helicopter pirates. Anyhow,
That's amazing.
next bit of comic book news is IDW has attained the rights to do the Spider-Man comics.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple of shows ago.
Well,
But they're coming out now.
the thing is now it's available to order. So if you want to get in there at ground level...
The Spider-Man comics are the kids' versions of the comics as well, not the main storyline.
Yeah, it's young reader stuff. So, but there's still Miles Morales in it and stuff like that. And Miles Morales
Spider-Gwen.
Miles Morales, did he originally appear in Ultimate?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he took over from Peter when Peter was killed by Norman Osborn. Or was he? Spoiler, no he wasn't.
He will live forever in the 1990s, apart from in Spidey.
Although I don't think he survived the big cataclysm in Secret Wars. So
Who? Peter Parker?
Ultimate Peter Parker.
Ultimate Peter Parker?
From the Ultimate
He
Universe.
does everything slightly better than normal Peter Parker.
Hell yeah.
Like, he can age past the 1990s to another age. Anyhow, okay, I'm not going to talk about that one. Also, we have mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again.
Like the other two news items?
No, I got a bunch. The Firefly series is now available to order, so the user and so originally, as we all know, Firefly is a Joss Whedon TV show, and then they went into the comic series.
I don't care. I'm still free.
We actually have.
You can't take this guy from me.
Have you guys seen the original video of Joss Whedon singing that himself when he created it to show what it was going to be like to the guy? It's amazing.
I've seen
And he's on a guitar playing it.
everyone sing it at like a fan convention, and
Did you go to the Browncoats convention?
no, I saw everyone singing it, and you look at the actors and they're all up on panel and they just look really awkward. It's like, yeah, man, it was just a job.
Yeah, exactly. Anyhow, the new up until now, the Firefly comics have been called Serenity Comics because of the movie, but this is the first branded as the Firefly comic. So I'm pretty sure it's set in the TV show time, but the storyline is more about the war that they fought before, like the Browncoat War, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Batman Day.
Before I talk about Batman Day, should we get into this other little bit of news that I've got?
Is it comics?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Coming out soon, just announced, and available now. So not soon, now. Over on Comixology, you can get the Dream Daddy digital comic.
Yeah, but I don't care because it's digital.
Like Dream Daddy.
Dream
now,
Daddy.
for those of you who don't know, it's a dating sim where you try and romance various other daddies.
Wasn't it by the Game Grumps or something?
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can create your own character, and you can just do some
It's
really
amazing.
messed up
So
characters.
basically, you're an LGBT dad who wants to date other LGBT dads,
Well,
and
yeah,
you
let's
play the daughters of the dads,
Do you?
hooking them up. I think.
No, you.
No, you're the
play
dad.
A competing dad.
Yeah,
Oh, competing.
We
dad.
should let's play this.
Yeah.
we
I,
should.
I did play it for a little while and I got it so wrong.
Build a
Have you seen
character.
the other like really good dating sim? It's the pigeon one.
Hatterful,
Yes.
Hatterful boyfriend?
Boyfriend, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And we all know about Doki Doki Literature.
Literature club. Oh man, that's the only what do they call? They're called visual novel.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only visual novel I've actually played all the way through. Do you know what? That first 2-3 hours was tedious though.
Yeah. And then
It
all of a
was
sudden,
like-
boom!
And the only reason I kept playing it is because I knew that something was going to happen.
You just had to hang in there.
If I didn't know that, I would have put that down so long ago.
You would have been like 10 minutes in, been like,
But anyhow, I'm going to... Yep.
And one more thing, Ryan Otley got in a little bit of trouble.
Otley,
during the week.
originally the Invincible artist, gone on to Amazing Spider-Man, as we all know.
In Amazing Spider-Man number 4, he had some, let's just say, religious content that he put in there as a little Easter egg. And Marvel does not like that. So it's since been...
What was it?
he made, I think, anti-Mormon messages. There's a panel of Spider-Man
See, that would've-
selling out to sponsors, and some of his badges are like
Oh, the Mormon logo.
ex-Mormon something or other.
See, that would have flown on Image. If that was in Invincible, no one would have cared less,
not at
eh?
all.
But you're not working for Image anymore. You're working for Disney. And there's
you
one
know-
thing Disney doesn't like is creativity. You stick to the guideline, and you be a good boy.
You know that
Ryan?
I'm pretty sure he's off Spider-Man now anyway. He's taking a break.
Well, I think it's between him and Ramos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's something weird. We got a lot of customers that are only on it because it's Otley
Really?
at the moment. Yeah, we
Story's
had
not-
as soon as Otley came onto it, we had a spike. We doubled our Spider-Man orders.
Yeah. Sure,
But-
it wasn't because
I
Captain
pushed-
America,
What do you mean?
Nick Spencer jumping on board and
Yeah, I don't know.
writing his vapid 2D characters.
Anyhow, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Back to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. So it's Batman Day is coming up. Batman Day. So Batman Day, if you don't know, is the celebration of Batman. Originally, it was on the 27th of September because he came out originally first in Detective Comics number 27, but now they've changed it to the 15th,
That's when he's first
which
appearance.
caught me massively off guard. I'm so under-organised for this. I've been like doing it all day. So for those, so we got Batman Day on the Saturday the 15th coming up in around about 2 weeks' time.
Probably a week when this goes up.
No, Brayden, 4 days.
oh, ouch.
Ow. No. So we will have obviously we got free Batman comics to give away on the day if you come in. We got cosplay. We got sales. We got bat stuff.
We've got real life bats.
We got no bats.
Swarms of bats.
Buy a comic, get a bat.
We got a whole bunch of stuff.
Get some guano into you.
Come down. If not for the free comic.
Walk around just going, "Eh," trying to get people to bounce your sonic reflectors so you can,
You wouldn't
so
be
you
able
can
to
see.
hear it, would you? But-
Oh,
That was better.
Yeah.
You got a much better
Sonics.
sonic thing.
I-
Sonic boom.
'cause I-
Sonic boom.
Nah, it's because I was a Sega kid. Anyhow, 15th, Saturday, come down into the shop, be a great event. If not for the free comics, for the sale, and if not for that, to see me dressed in an 8-year-old's Batman costume.
And for the 60% of our listeners
True.
and viewers who are over in America, come on down. If you leave now, you might make it in time.
Yeah, go to your local. So now I've got a little segment that I've created.
Oh, God.
Which-
Oh, we're just out of time.
So recently, within the manga genre of comics, there has been a massive kind of trend coming out where they have the names of their titles are getting increasingly longer every couple of months.
Yeah, like Monster.
No. Mainly coming out of a company called Yen Press.
Right.
So I've got some examples here, just so we can talk about these, so we can workshop these a bit. So some of the titles of these comics are, number 1. It's too hard to say.
I'll read it.
No. Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon. This is a multi-volume thing. So that's number 1. Next one is the hero and his elf bride open a pizza parlor in another world. So these are the type.
cover?
Yeah, they're really long. And
Are you
these
sure you're not reading the elevator pitch?
No. So these all came from, there was a manga a long, long time ago called The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumura or something like that.
Classic.
No, it is. It went gangbusters. It was huge. And then everything died
It
down.
went gangbusters. There's another anime you can buy soon.
Yeah. Well, actually, my favourite anime manga, so we're talking about manga, we're not talking about anime here. My favourite manga ever name, I think, was Pumpkin Scissors. It was a war one.
What?
Anyhow,
Mine was It Was a War one.
Yeah. So and then from there it died down a bit, and then another one came out recently called "Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?" And from there that got really popular, and from there they've kept going. So I've got a couple more here. I'm just going to read
It's
out.
good because I've got some as well.
Have you got some long ones?
Yep.
You haven't really, have you?
So here's one.
You're making them up now.
No, these are written in my book. So this classic manga is coming to you soon. Embrace the jank and report bugs to help developers.
You're just reading your notes.
No, I'm not. Here's another one.
These are official manga.
X-Men post-credit scenes.
Exactly, yeah. But mine are real ones, so you can actually order. So I got 3 more I'm going to read out, so don't interrupt me. Because otherwise...
I got one more.
You got one more.
This classic, sure to be fire classic.
Future...
Scott Snyder donating his pay for Metal 2 for Harvey relief. Helping comic retailers with issues is helping business through the hard times.
That actually is
Dan.
That actually is like one. So I have 3 more I'm going to read. So this one is called Defeating the Demon's Lords a Cinch If You've Got a Ringer.
Okay.
Yeah, they've all got commas in them. This one is called My Youth Romantic Comedy is
That one's
Wrong
amazing.
As I Expected. And this one is...
That's great.
So this is the one that made me like it the most. So this one is just a very brand new one. It's just been announced, and it is called Do You Love Your Mum and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks. What is that about?
Speaks for itself, Dan. I'm not going to explain it to you.
Do you love your mum and her 2-hit multi-target attacks?
That's amazing.
So you're getting all these in here at Greenlight Comics?
So these are all readily available to order in. But that one there, the Do You Love Your Mum one, hasn't come out yet. So you can get in at ground level on this one. The one I like is the reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. And you are like the main character is just a vending machine going. Wah, wah,
Well, because
wah.
the vending machine can't really move. It's just sort of standing there.
No,
in
it
the
kind of
panels.
goes like back and forward, like wah, wah,
Like
wah.
someone's pushing it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As the main character.
We've been Hack the Dino, your pop culture podcast. We're available to see over on youtube.com/hackthedino, where we do lots of things like Let's Plays. I think the D-Day Dinosaur Let's Play just went up, and that game's a whole heap of crap. Watch me get really angry because it's really unfair.
Yeah, they do have a sniper problem in that game, don't they?
But I got to play as a really awesome little ankylosaurus, so that was pretty cool. What else do we do over there, Dan? We do this show.
I didn't even
And
get to
snippets
say
of this show. And some other stuff. We're also over on the iTunes and other audio services. If you could head over to iTunes and leave us a little 5-star review, if you like the words that come from our mouths, we would love you for a very long time.
And SoundCloud.
And SoundCloud and Google Play and all those other things.
And Twitch.
Stitcher, we're on that as well.
Are
Witcher,
we?
we're on.
The Witcher?
We're on Brykuru.
We're in The Witcher and that behind that tree.
We're on your shoe phone.
Maxwell Smart.
Yeah, I was seeing if Braden got that one.
99.
Not a
I got
chance.
that one.
Oh, it just wasn't funny.
It's
Yeah.
because they remade that film recently.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Damn you, Steve
no,
Carell.
I know the original. My God.
Foiled again.
That was rerun every single day.
How good is that ending where all the doors are closing? Like,
No, that confused me because if you're walking towards doors and they're slowly closing like this, why is he still walking towards them at the same pace?
Oh, when it gets his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then if it gets his nose, why isn't it stuck in between these two big metal doors?
Yeah.
It should have been a laser and cut him up.
Silly.
Like in Resident Evil with the
Eviscerate.
the crosshatch laser comes across and just turns him into cubes.
Patreon.com/hackthedino. For as little as $1 a month, you can get access to our pre and post show, which we totally did this show.
Yep.
Also,
forgot.
other things that we do. There's going to be some news coming out, some more written articles, a couple of little podcasts, lots of heaps of stuff.
Heaps of stuff.
That's
And
really
helicopter
fun.
pirates.
Piles and heaps of gear.
Dan, I had this idea earlier today. I'm going to see what you think. I thought about finding some royalty-free, old-timey 1920s comic strips and just redoing all the letters and writing a story out of it.
As in the text. Like
Yeah.
speech bubbles.
Yeah. Making a story.
And why?
Because it's royalty-free and I can't draw because I have no talent.
Have you seen that? There is actually a game we didn't mention. There's a game just come out where they have...
It's a good time to bring it up at the end of the show when
I
I'm
know.
wrapping it up.
I'm just going to quickly bring it up. They've only used royalty-free Renaissance paintings
Yep.
Oh my god.
and a royalty-free music from the Renaissance times, and they've done this whole game. I actually saw someone Twitch streaming it, and it's like, you know, a la in the Monty Python style, where it's just they've just animated all the characters, and it's hilarious. Like you have it's a point-and-click adventure, but you have a slap button where you can slap all the characters. Like amazing. I can't remember what it's called.
Hackthedino.com. It's also pretty bare bones at the moment, but it's got all our stuff there. Head on over there. Please give us a subscribe on the YouTube channel.
Give us
a
a
like.
Patreon.
Give us a thumbs up. I actually prefer subscribers at this point in time. Just click on the button. Click on the button wherever it is. Press it. Be cool.
And follow me on Twitch.
And follow me. No,
Down
actually,
the road.
don't follow me. In fact, if you are that big burly guy that is doing that, just stop it because it's getting a bit scary now.
Mate, that's me dressed in a fat suit.